I want to be clear, I am not going nuts. Joe Biden. Hold my beer. Bernie Sanders. I'm not saying you have to be crazy to back the amalgam of Vladimir Lenin and Larry David that is the Vermont socialist. I'm simply noting that, if you are Bernie bro or babe, is that word still allowed? There's a statistically higher probability that your mental status is, as Emerson University's director of polling Spencer Kimball politely put it, non-traditional. Kimball's the one who uncovered a fascinating correlation between two seemingly unconnected questions in Emerson's latest poll. Emerson regularly runs the 2020 Democratic racehorse. Biden came out on top with 31% support, but they also like to throw in current events questions, too. Their latest asked about the Jeffrey Epstein case and whether you believe he committed suicide as reported or was instead the victim of murder? While more than half of Biden supporters bought into the official story of suicide, a mere 17% of Sanders supporters said the same. More than 80% of Bernie's backers either believe Epstein was whacked in a murder/cover-up conspiracy or aren't sure either way. The truth is out there, vote Bernie 2020. And if you think that's crazy, Bernie Sanders fans also believe in leprechauns, unicorn magic and fairy dust. At least, that's what I assume after reading the latest rundown by Axios of the policy positions, aka fairy tales, Sanders plans to impose on the rest of us should progressives ever take power. For example, Bernie weaves a fantastic tale of the magic electricity elves who are going to charge your iPhone and run your AC after he ends all power generated by oil, coal, gas or nuclear sources. Setting aside the millions of Americans who work in the energy sector and would be out of a job, there's the painful reality that these sources generate 80% of our electricity, while wind and solar generate about 8%, and won't hit 20% until after 2040. So we're definitely going to need some Harry Potter help. Or maybe Doctor Strange. Or Doctor Who. Or someone in the medical profession. Once Sanders puts every private health insurance employee out of work and makes every doctor and nurse a de facto government worker collecting a single-payer healthcare paycheck. And he wants to do it virtually overnight. Accio flatline, your country's entire 200-year-old healthcare system vanishes. Then there are the free college fairies and the college debt disappearance devices and the wonders of a guaranteed federal jobs for every worker, and voila! Suddenly the plot of the TV show Lost starts to look like a documentary. Not to mention the price tag. As Axios reports, the total cost of just the programs listed above are $20 trillion plus at the lowest possible end over a decade, excluding Medicare for All, which experts say could at least double the total. Like I said, leprechauns. Our entire federal budget this year is $4.4 trillion. Sanders says, with a straight face, that he wants to spend at least $40 trillion just on the new stuff. That doesn't include Social Security, defense, education, etc. The only way to possibly pay for the flood of free stuff Sanders is flinging to his wide-eyed, math-challenged followers is for the little people to hand over every pot of gold. Bernie Sanders is seriously proposing policies that are utterly bonkers to any rational observer. Again, earlier this week he was praising China for the outstanding job the communists have done reducing the poverty rate. And, in a sense, he's right. Of course, China did it by starving millions to death and killing millions more via their forced abortion one-child policy, one of the all-too-real horrors of the 20th century. If those are the actual policies Sanders supports, let's all hope he stays crazy. Michael Graham is a regular contributor to the Boston Herald. Follow him on Twitter at @IamGraham. Let's block ads. Why?